From the Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium on the campus of Phillipsburg High School in Lopatcong Township, New Jersey, Stateliner Sports Network proudly presents Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Tonight, the Stateliners play host to the Mariners of Toms River North. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Bob Kerp, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of tonight's matchup. Phillipsburg Wrestling is brought to you on the Stateliner Sports Network by Rothman Orthopedics, proud to be the exclusive partner of the NJSIAA and to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RothmanOrtho.com to make an appointment and stop dealing with pain. Get back to truly living. By Ahart, Frincy and Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at AFSinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Clean up those after the holidays bills with a low-cost personal loan. Visit us at urcocu.com. By the Firth Youth Center, a proud promoter of youth athletics. Find them at www.firthyouthcenter.com. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterd and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. Follow the Stateliners on Facebook at Phillipsburg HS Wrestling. And right now, public address announcer Ed Mancinelli has asked everyone to stand as Stateliner students Maya Marino and Samira Bailey will sing our national anthem. Our national anthem from Phillipsburg High School. We're going to begin the match at 195 pounds tonight. Here are the matchups for you at 195 for Toms River North. It'll be senior James Elias, 9-5, against either David Pearson of Phillipsburg, a sophomore, 11-8, or senior Jake Wicks, 13-8. At 220, either Michael Nakano of Toms River North, he is a senior, 14-0, or senior Diego Rosas, who would make his first varsity start. And for the Stateliners, it'll be junior Gage Horvath, who is 12-7. 285, either Nakano or Rosas will face the Stateliners' Cody Krutz. He's a senior, 13-5. The Mariners tonight are without their normal heavyweight, John O'Donnell, who is home ill. At 106 for Toms River North, it'll be sophomore Cole Anderson, 5-7, against Phillipsburg sophomore Sean Stashalitis, who is 5-9. 113, Jake Rosenthal for Toms River North. He's a sophomore, 11-2, facing Phillipsburg sophomore James Day, 16-5. 120, the Mariners have weighed in Alex Danielson, a junior, 9-3, and senior Ryan Rosenthal, 13-0, against the Stateliners Hakeem Ransdell, a sophomore, 5-9. Then at 126, either Danielson or Rosenthal against Phillipsburg Junior Logan Matsko, 10-4. 132, the Mariners have weighed in Mark Fideli. He is a senior, 8-6. Or sophomore Lucas Iavino, 2-5. Against Stateliner Junior Jason Tino, 11-10. Down at 132 for the first time tonight, and he replaces Joe Inamorato of the Stateliners, who is out sick tonight. 138 pounds. We believe the Mariners may move up, either Fideli or Iavino. They've also weighed in there O'Neill Forbes. He's a senior, 9-3, facing Stateliner freshman Hunter Cleaver, 0-2. Then either Forbes at 145 or Sergio Borda, senior, 12-4, against Phillipsburg senior Jared Kukor, 7-9. 152, we believe that Borda will go up there for the Mariners to face sophomore Matt D'Onofrio of the Stateliners, who is 9-9. 160, either Nick Bogiano, a senior, 14-0, or senior Matt Spalletta, 9-4, against the Stateliners Nate Sestouni, a sophomore, 17-4, or senior Denny Perez, 7-7. 170, Justin Burkhart is weighed in for the Mariners there. He's a senior, 9-3. He would face either Zastoni or Perez. And at 182, we again believe that Burkhart may go up there to face either Pearson or Wicks. Good crowd on hand tonight, but certainly not anywhere near the near capacity crowd that we had here for the match last night against North Hunterdon. This broadcast is presented by the Stateliner Sports Network for the use of our viewing audience under the authority of the Phillipsburg Board of Education, and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the expressed written permission of the Stateliner Sports Network. Visit us at StatelinerSports.com. Coaches and captains meeting out center of the mat with referee Chris Rebels. He is being assisted tonight by Barry Jackson. So Chris Rebels will handle the flip. We think the winner will want odd to control the matchup at 160 and 171. Stateliners won it. Chris Rebels going to come over and let us know how that turns out. Stateliners took odd. So Phillipsburg will control the matchup at 160. Last night they lost the flip, which was over 182 and 195. And that enabled the Lions to win too. Jake Wicks goes out for Phillipsburg at 195. The senior is 13-8. And it is James Elias, a senior, 9-5 for the Mariners. Mariners are in their navy and gold. Stateliners Jake Wicks in the predominantly gray singlet. Wicks has the left leg up in the air, trying to pull that leg through. Has Elias hopping up and down on the foot. Wicks able to get the takedown as Chris Rebels indicates it. 2-0 for Jake Wicks. Elias trying to come to a stand. Wicks with a right hand thigh pry, trying to take him off his base. Just underway here at Phillipsburg High School, the Stateliners and Toms River North.
Speaking with the Star Ledger's Joe Zadalis before the match, he said you can expect Toms River to be very physical, to be good on top. And they have just come off a big win over Southern. They've overall wrestled a pretty heavy schedule. Joe with the Asbury Park Press.
Elias to his feet. Wicks out the left side, trying to break him down at the edge, and with that right hand thigh pry. Then tries to check him back. He has the left arm barred, and Wicks maintains control. 40 seconds to go here in the first. Elias trying to pick off that thigh pry. Wicks now breaks him down. Jake with his weight high on the back of Elias. Elias gets to his knees. Jake again trying that right hand thigh pry. Now tries to underhook the right shoulder. Now barring the left arm. Sitting on top of that bar. Can he turn Elias to his right? 5 seconds to wrestle in the period. And Jake Wicks will have a 2-0 lead after one. An early takedown and then rides out James Elias. Wicks will go underneath to start the second.
See if Elias's length helps him here control Jake Wicks on the mat.
Throws the left leg in, trying to set up a power half. Wicks weighs 180.4. And Elias is at 194.9. Takes Wicks' right wrist. Wicks. Elias stretches him out. Now as Wicks tries to stand, Elias gets the left leg in. Wicks trying to shake him off. Trying to shake him up top, come out the back door. Elias hanging on. And there is a reversal for Jake Wicks. Stateliner seniors ahead 4-0. Dave Post, Stateliners head coach, has shed the sport coat. It's actually usually about a minute later than it happens.
Why wait?
Wicks riding out the left side. Again, he's been able to ride Elias, but has not come close to turning him yet. Trying to hook that left leg to break him down. Underhooking the right shoulder. Now reaches inside for the right wrist.
He had that left arm barred pretty well near the end of the first period. Not enough time to do anything with it.
Elias getting to his base. Trying to pick off that right hand tight waist, and Wicks flattens him out. Jake reaches inside for the left wrist. Can't get control of that. Again, weight high in the back. Tries to underhook and check back Elias. Maintaining control. Now with his right leg, hooks the left of Elias. And Wicks will ride out the second. He's ahead 4-0. It's Elias's choice. And Elias is going to go underneath. Has not shown any ability to get out. Elias is set.
A couple times he reached back for Jake Wicks' head, which is why the Phillipsburg coaching staff was screaming for a half Nelson.
Jake tried to check him back there. And Elias was able to belly down. That right hand thigh pry, weight high in the back. 15 seconds gone here in the third. Wicks with a 4-0 lead. Jake is a defending District 13 champ. 6th in Region 4 last year. Ranked 4th in this weight class by Lehigh Valley Live. Coming off a 3rd place finish in the 100 Sussex Warren over the weekend and a 6th place finish in the Hurricane. There's a stalling warning on Jake Wicks on top. That's a first warning.
Too parallel. But Elias really he's not been able to clear his hips. He gets to his base but can't do anything beyond that. Does not appear to be enjoying bearing the weight of Jake Wicks.
Tries to stand and Wicks tried to check him back. Wicks riding out the left side, taking the left wrist. Trying to hammerlock that wrist. Hooks the near leg, left leg. With that hammerlocked left wrist. And his weight high in the back. He'll try to check him back again. And Elias able to belly down. Back up to his base. Elias tries to stand. Jake trying to chop at a leg. Running a half from the left side, and he'll cut Elias. 4-1, 30 seconds to go in the bout. This is one of the 7 that Stateliner coach Dave Post wanted. Elias tapping at the head of Wicks, trying to tie up with him. 10 seconds to wrestle. Half a shot at Wicks' left leg. Front head and arm shrugged by Wicks for a takedown. And that is a 6-1 margin for Jake Wicks of Phillipsburg at 195. So we're through one, and it is Phillipsburg 3 and Toms River North nothing. At 2:20, Diego Rosas, the senior, will make his first varsity start against Gage Horvath. Horvath, a junior, 12-7. Horvath in on the right leg and has a takedown to lead 2-0. Barry Jackson is the referee for this bout. Horvath out the left side. Now trying to set up a front head of an arm, and he will cut him. On the escape, it's 2-1.
Rosas weighed in at 220, Horvath at 211.
Horvath dives in at a double, going to a standing cradle as he reached up for the head. Again, reaches up for the head, out the left side. Still doesn't have control. Rosas tying up the elbow, the left elbow of Horvath. Horvath dives in on the right leg, switches to a double, has a takedown. Horvath leads 4-1. Now riding out the right side with 45 seconds to wrestle here in the in the first.
Horvath's taller, but he ducked under Rosas with ease, and used his head to turn the corner.
Horvath cuts him, 4-2. 30 seconds to wrestle here in the first. Horvath tried to power shrug him. Now looks at a Russian tie and a trip, can't finish it. Dives in on the right leg and has control. There's a takedown, his third. And Horvath leads 6-2 here in the first, trying to hammerlock the left wrist.
It's unusual to see leg takedowns from Horvath.
Right, he rides out the first. He's ahead 6-2. Gage, 32 wins in his career. He's a defending District 13 champ. He will go underneath to start the second. Right hand tight waist by Rosas. Horvath stands. Trying to free his left leg. Now out to face, and he headlocks Rosas for the takedown. Body press by Horvath. Looking in is referee Barry Jackson. Looking in at that left shoulder. Horvath squeezing in the headlock. Plenty of time remaining.
Get his weight back, sit a little more.
Fall. In 2:38. For Stateliner junior Gage Horvath. And we are through two. It is Phillipsburg 9 and Toms River North nothing. We go to 285. This will be Michael Nakano. He is a senior, 14-0 for the Mariners, facing Phillipsburg senior Cody Krutz, 13-5. Cody Krutz weighs in at 238.6.
Nakano at 220.
Looking for a bear hug is Krutz and reaches for a leg, and Nakano tried a headlock that was slipped by Krutz for a takedown, and Krutz leads 2-0. Stateliner coaches say cut him. On the escape, it's 2-1.
Nakano again wrestling up as the normal heavyweight for Toms River North out sick.
Headlock by Nakano, and he headlocks Krutz to his back. Chris Rebels is looking in. Plenty of time for Nakano. And the fall. That comes in 49 seconds. So we are through 3. It is Phillipsburg 9 and Toms River North 6. Cole Anderson will be out for the Mariners at 106. He is a sophomore, 5-7. Sean Stashalitis for the Stateliners, a sophomore, 5-9. So Dave Post was hoping for 1 out of 2 at 220 and 285, and he got the 1. And this is another one he's looking for the Stateliners. Stashalitis and Anderson. Barry Jackson, the referee for this one. Anderson weighs 108.1.
Stashalitis at 107.
Stashalitis trying to get in on a double. Anderson locked around the midsection. Stashalitis trying to pull those legs apart. Now tries to dump Anderson down to his left hip. Anderson hanging on to a foot of Stashalitis. So he has Stashalitis' left leg. And Stashalitis trying to sit out and turn in. Trying to block off with his right arm. Still no advantage here. Now front head and arm for Anderson at the edge of the mat. Stashalitis has been spinning right with Anderson, and they are off the mat, neutral at 54 seconds.
There's some of the pretzel combinations that you only see at a lightweight.
Diving in, left leg, Anderson near a takedown. Gets the takedown, leads 2-0.
Had a big penetration step and a good reach and grip on that ankle pick to put Stashalitis down.
He's set. Anderson left hand tight waist. Switches to the right on the whistle. Picks up the left ankle to try and take Stashalitis off his base. Stashalitis stands, turns in, tries to cross-face Anderson. And Anderson will take him off the mat. Back to the center at 27 seconds. Stashalitis is set. Very long arms for a 106-pounder.
He has enormous length for that weight.
Stands, trying to pull the hands apart of Anderson. Anderson trying to lift through the crotch. Stashalitis locks around the cross-face. Pressure on the head of Anderson. Anderson walks him back to the center, trips, and gets Stashalitis down to his knees. And Anderson is able to ride out the first period, ahead 2-0. Anderson defers. Stashalitis will go underneath to start the second. Anderson finishing third in the Colt Classic, the Christian Brothers Academy tournament. 4-5 a year ago, 5-7 so far this season, 9 career wins. Stashalitis trying to come out and face him. Anderson has a hand and a wrist behind Stashalitis' left leg. Now Stashalitis draped over top. Stashalitis wants to try and sit. Anderson maintaining control. Stashalitis trying to reach through with one of those long arms for a leg. Stalemate's called by Barry Jackson. Minute 19 to wrestle in the second. Stashalitis, 3 wins, varsity wins as a freshman, 8 in his career. Stands. Tearing at the hands of Anderson, and Stashalitis is out. It is 2-1, working takedowns in the second. Stashalitis circling at the edge at the Stateliner bench. Stashalitis dives in at a leg. Anderson sprawls. And Stashalitis driving through that takes him off the mat at 44 seconds.
It's more of a reach from Stasiulaitis. Didn't have much of a penetration step. Anderson got in underneath him with the ankle pick pretty easily early, and then it does it again.
And in on that left leg, trying to switch to a double. Stasiulaitis gives up the takedown. The second, it is 4-1. Stasiulaitis trying to kick himself away. Stalling warning, and he has an escape. Stalling warning on Anderson. Escape for Stasiulaitis. It's 4-2. Final 15 seconds here in the second. Stasiulaitis dives in at the right leg, can't get it. And the second period ends. It is 4-2 Anderson. The Mariners come in ranked 9th. According to the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association, they are 11th in NJ.com. As Anderson dives in on the leg again. Tries to drop Stasiulaitis to his hip. Stasiulaitis trying to hang on through the crotch. Reaching for a far leg. And then trying to hip up and over. Anderson trying to hook that leg. And there's the takedown for Anderson. His third, and he leads Stasiulaitis 6-2. Anderson trying to work a near leg and forearm tilt. 1:15 to wrestle in this one. Now he throws both legs in on Stasiulaitis, stretches him out, trying to run a half from the left side, takes Stasiulaitis' wrist. Tries to tilt Stasiulaitis to his right. Barry Jackson looking in. 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 back points coming. That would be a 9-2 advantage for Anderson. Back points awarded. 9-2. See if he can turn him again to pick up a bonus point. Wants to try and turn Stasiulaitis to his left. 15 seconds to go in the bout. Stasiulaitis to his knees. Anderson throws in the left leg. Wants that near leg and forearm tilt. Trying to turn Stasiulaitis to his right. 3 seconds. 2, 1. And that will be a regular 9-2 decision for Cole Anderson of Toms River North. We are through 4, and it is Phillipsburg 9, Toms River North 9. Each team with a fall and a regular decision. 113, James Rosenthal. He is a sophomore, 11-2. James Day of Phillipsburg is a sophomore, 16-5. This is one that State Liner coach Dave Post wants. Dives in on a single behind the right knee. Trying to circle around behind Rosenthal. Pressures on the head of Day. Day trying to reach for that left leg. Trying to hook that left leg. Day picks up the right leg. Walks him back towards the center. Tries to trip. Ties up the right wrist. Walks back. Trips. Now goes to a double. Reaching back for a whizzer. Fighting him off so far is Rosenthal. Day still has the right leg. And there's the takedown for Day. He leads 2-0. Chris Rebels, the referee for this bout. Barry Jackson assisting.
Both wrestlers weighed in at 115. Day was very persistent on that takedown attempt, and he's got more strength at this weight class than he did a year ago at a lower.
Off the mat, right in front of our State Liner Sports Network camera. 55 seconds to go here in the first, and Rosenthal back to the center. Day, right hand tight waist, left elbow. Rosenthal stands. Day trying to pick him up through the crotch and step through. And they're off right in front of us again at 46 seconds. Stateliners come in tonight ranked 12th in the Wrestling Writers Association, 15th according to NJ.com. Rosenthal trying to stand. Day reaching across, now pulling the left arm across the body at the wrist. Under 20 seconds to wrestle here in the first. Day keeping his weight on. Rosenthal tries to stand. Day drops down to the right leg with 5 seconds to go. Day hanging on to the right leg, hand and a wrist behind the right knee. And the first period ends with Phillipsburg's James Day on top of Jake Rosenthal of Toms River North, 2-0. Day defers. Rosenthal will go underneath to start the second. James Day with 45 career wins, 29 a year ago, when he was 3rd in the district and 6th in the region. This year, 4th in the Dvorak tournament in Chicago, 5th in the Hurricane, 3rd in the 100 Warren. Ranked 5th in this weight class, according to LehighValleyLive.com. Day continuing to ride Jake Rosenthal of the Mariners. Trying to run a half from the right side while taking the left wrist, and Rosenthal picked off that half. Rosenthal tries to stand. Day now trying to work a tilt. Chris Rebel said 1 count. Chris Rebel shaking his head no. Day maintaining control, but unable to expose the shoulders. Trying that left wrist and a half from the right side again. Under a minute to wrestle here in the second. Drives that half from the far side. Rosenthal trying to spin on his head and has a void being turned. Now he frees the left wrist. Day with a left hand thigh pry, reaching across for the left arm above the elbow. Rosenthal trying to stand. Day stands behind him and can't tear at the hands and come out right in front of our Stateliner Sports Network location here with 16 seconds to go in the second. Match is tied at 9. The bout 2-0 for Phillipsburg's James Day here at 1:13. Rosenthal trying to stand. Day weight high in the back. Under 10 seconds to go. Day's up a little high. And Day will ride out the second. Ahead 2-0. Day's choice in the third. And he will go underneath.
So Rosenthal chose bottom for second period, but was not able to escape.
Rosenthal finishing first in the Colt Classic. He was 11-3 a year ago, 22-5 in his career for Toms River North. Day trying to stand. Stands. Rosenthal cuts him. On the escape, Day leads 3-0, and they will work takedowns. Taps at the head of Rosenthal. Dives in at that right leg. Trying to pull that leg through and has a takedown. Day is on top, 5-0. 2 takedowns and an escape for the Stateliner sophomore.
Day had an easier time finishing that than the single leg in the first period, where he struggled for probably a good 30 seconds before he finally got the takedown.
Looking for a cross-face cradle. Now breaks down Rosenthal. Looking for a low leg cradle. Now wants to pick up on the far ankle, take Rosenthal off his base. There, he's got a cradle. Day has a cradle. Out the right side, and Rosenthal popped out of the cradle and has a reversal. 5-2, Rosenthal trailing James Day. Has Day broken down. Controlling the left arm at the elbow. Day to his knees. Rosenthal trying to bar the left arm. James Day of the State Liners will win a 5-2 decision at 1:13. We are through 5. It's Phillipsburg 12 and Toms River North 9. 120, where they have weighed in Alex Danielson and Ryan Rosenthal. Alex Danielson, a junior, 9-3. And Hakeem Ransdell of Phillipsburg, a sophomore, 5-9. Ransdell getting pinned in overtime last night by Frank DeIso of North Hunterdon. He had a chance, if he could have escaped in the final 20 seconds of regulation, he would have had himself a huge upset. And then got taken down to his back in overtime.
The first bout of the night, but one of those key bouts. Could have gone either way.
Ransdell was a lot taller than Danielson. He tried to sweep a leg. Ransdell trying to get in on the left leg, and Danielson with a whizzer takes him off the mat right in front of us. Minute 14 to go in the first.
Beginning to see some of that physicality that we were told to expect from Toms River North.
They're in the modern, more gym uniform type.
You know, I've gotten used to it, so I'm okay now.
State Liners in the more traditional singlet.
And that's good. Yeah, last year they just looked very strange.
They tie up. Reaching in for the left ankle pick is Danielson at the edge. Whizzer put in, and Barry Jackson says no, but Chris Rebels, nope, no takedown. So Danielson unable to finish the ankle pick. .30 seconds to go here, scoreless first at 120. Danielson trying to in on a double, picks up, Ransdell steps through, has the takedown. Danielson on top, 2-0. Trying to drive a half from the right side. Danielson breaks down Ransdell. First period ends with Alex Danielson on top, 2-0.
Danielson has shown himself to be quick and strong.
He was 19-12 as a freshman, 9-5 last year, 37 career wins, finishing third in this year's Colt Classic. Ransdell underneath to start the second. Danielson trying to bar the left arm. Tried to check back Ransdell, and Ransdell is out. On the escape, Danielson leads Ransdell 2-1.
It's just an odd sequence where Danielson had a bar and it was pulling Ransdell on top of him.
30 seconds gone here in the second.
We've already seen more neutral wrestling on their knees tonight than we did all last night.
Ransdell is trying to drive through as Danielson ties up the wrist and then reaches for that left ankle. They're off in front of the State Liner cheerleaders. Across the way, minute 3 to go here in the second. Ransdell getting down to one knee.
Both wrestlers weighed in at 121.
Danielson trying to snap down Ransdell. Reaching for that left leg again at that ankle. And they come off in front of the Toms River North bench at 37 seconds to go in the second. State Liners have the lead in the match, 12-9. We're at 120, or the 6th of 14. Danielson tried to snap down, now tries to get in on the right leg. Ransdell fights that off.
Ransdell has been smart to lower his level because Danielson has been able to get underneath him very quickly.
Ransdell trying to horse his way behind and are off. No advantage with 9 seconds remaining. Danielson a little slow to come up.
Lost a contact or something.
There, he's going to get...
Let's watch that well, fellas.
Yeah, Ransdell had lost his mouthpiece.
Yeah, well.
I don't know if he actually lost a contact lens or not. They are...
If it's stuck up inside, that's almost worse.
Their blood time is what they're rolling here.
Okay.
Phillipsburg trainer Dwayne Bryda is out there to take a look at him. But they are doing a little mat cleanup right in front of us. If you have just joined us, we started at 195. Jake Wicks of Phillipsburg, 6-1 decision winner over James Elias. 220. Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg, a fall in 238 over Diego Rosas. 285, Michael Nakano of Toms River North, a fall with a headlock, 49 seconds over Cody Krutz. 106, Cole Anderson of Toms River North, a 9-2 decision over Sean Stashalitis. And at 113, Phillipsburg's James Day, 5-2 decision over Jake Rosenthal. They're still got a little mat cleanup to do here. Then I think we'll be ready to go. Rosenthal has put the headgear back on. He does have a plug in the nostril now.
Okay.
You know, I did not see any blood spurt,
no,
obviously, but this has been a cleanup process of the mat and a cleanup process on Jake Rosenthal, or excuse me, on Alex Danielson.
Danielson initially had his head up by his eye, and it just reacted like he had lost the contact.
All right, he's set. Back to it here with the final 10 seconds of the second period, with Danielson ahead 2-1. And we will go to the third. It is Danielson's choice, and he's going underneath. Danielson set.
Yeah, we're only 2-1 here, but I think this is 1, not 2.
And he's out in 2 seconds. Danielson on the escape leads Ransdell 3-1. Fighting for hand control.
I think Ransdell will do well here to just be aggressively defensive.
Yeah, he has tried to stay on one or both knees.
Because he has not come close to being in a position for a takedown.
He will shoot at the edge, then dives in on a leg, and Danielson tries to pass him on by. They're off at 1:18. Ransdell goes down to that one knee, as does Danielson. Tie up in the center. Danielson, a first period takedown, third period escape for his 3. Ransdell has a second period escape.
This has been smart wrestling by Ransdell.
Look, Danielson thought about a barrel roll that he couldn't finish. Ransdell trying to snap him down. And he lost the plug. So we'll get a little more blood time for Danielson. Phillipsburg, Toms River North Wrestling on the Stateliner Sports Network, a service of Rothman Orthopedics. Proud to be the exclusive partner of the NJSIAA and to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RothmanOrtho.com to make an appointment and stop dealing with pain. Get back to truly living. By Ahart, Frinzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. Stop the blood flow. Back to the action here at 120. Ransdell trying to get the left leg of Danielson. At the edge, Danielson get off and get a fresh start here. Ransdell trying to